Welcome back to Between Pages and Friends, a book club podcast hosted by Con and Lauren, two besties who read a lot of books, and John and Kyle, their gamer-turned-reader husbands who've agreed to read with them. I'm John.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Con.
And I'm Lauren. Today we are continuing our refresh on the Fae and Alchemy series by Callie Hart. As we anxiously await book 2, we'll be breaking down the Quicksilver bonus chapters and diving into our Brimstone theories, both new and old. We'll also be placing some low-stakes bets on how high the cry counter gets and how many OSHA violations we'll spot in Brimstone. So grab your notes, grab your tissues, and let's get into it.
Fair warning, before we get started, this episode will include spoilers for all 5 of the Quicksilver bonus chapters. However, we will not be discussing any content from Brimstone. We know Callie Hart has been handing out those teaser booklets with the prologue in the first 2 chapters, but we decided to hold off so we could experience every moment together when the full book releases. Quick shout out to our Patreon community, the reason this podcast keeps going. If you want to hang out with us between episodes, our $5 Book Bestie tier gets you access to our private Discord, monthly book chats. If you want to go a little deeper, our $10 Found Family tier adds early episode access, merch discounts, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content.
We will also be in Kansas City this spring hosting the VIP experience at A Sorcerer's Affair on April 25th at the Bergmont Winery. It is a magical evening hosted by Bookish Lore Events, and VIP tickets are limited. So if you have not grabbed yours yet, you can still use code FRIENDS15 for $15 off at bookishloreeventskc.com.
And finally, if you're enjoying hanging out with us each week, we would love for you to share the love. A quick star rating or short review on Apple Podcasts or Audible helps our little book club grow. It's free, it means the world to us, truly, and you might just hear your name in a future shout-out, just like this one. Here's a recent 5-star review on Apple Podcasts from our new bestie, Hanulove78. Yeah? Like Honolulu Love? She from Hawaii? Sure. I don't know. Titled, So Good! I started listening to Fantasy Fangirls last fall, shortly after I got back into fantasy and romantasy. I started seeing small clips of Between Pages and Friends and decided to give you a listen. So glad I did. I quickly binged through TOG, and it was great to reminisce the series and hear all of the fun theories. I've had When the Moon Hatched on my TBR forever, so this gave me a good reason to start it. Now I'm 80% through it, like Heidi face. So I'll have fun listening through a likely reread. Thank you all for being so fun and letting listeners come on the ride. Is that a wave? The wave emoji?
It's the little happy hands emoji.
Happy hands emoji. Thank you, Hanulove78. Wow.
Thank you.
Hanulululululove.
Thanks. I always thought that was the don't mind if I do emoji, to be honest.
Oh.
I thought it was like someone...
Yes.
It is.
I like that better. It is.
It is,
now.
Kyle.
Yeah.
And you might be wondering why we are dressed the way we are. Of course, when this comes out, this Halloween is in a few days. It's in a couple days. It's on Friday. So happy Halloween. We've done this. We did this last year as well. And, we just like to have fun with it. So do we want to explain who we are?
Yes, because our audio listeners have no idea what's going on.
So audio listeners, if you're listening via audio.
Good job.
First of all, thanks. Halloween is in a couple days. We all have costumes on. And I am if you remember the newer sticker that we just came out with the Avalian Recreational League Winter Palace Volleyball Club, I am the coach of said Winter Palace Volleyball Club. So I have my coach's shirt on. I got my whistle and a branded hat and my mustache. And
some short shorts.
And yes, I am decked out below the waist as well. That's not what I meant.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, he is.
Really excited about volleyball.
I have shorts. I have shorts on, of course. Some, the short coach's shorts on, and some, some athletic socks or whatever.
Yep.
Nice.
Yup.
Am I explaining everyone?
No, I was just thinking classic coaches. Okay. None of my coaches had shorts that short,
Classic 80s.
You weren't on the Winter Palace volleyball
Classic
team.
80s.
That's true.
80s gym coach kind of thing going on,
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. I am the Red Flag Diary. That's pretty simple. Got a little red everywhere. Hands, head, flags, a book, a marker.
A book.
Oh.
He's got a notebook
Marker.
T-shirt on.
I do have my notebook with me as well.
Wow.
Nice.
The diary.
He's got like a red unitard on.
Yeah,
is basically
yeah,
what he has
straight
on.
up.
Unitard.
With some
Little
red
fingies
flags.
all the way
With
down
a
to my feet.
stripe.
Painters taped to him because we couldn't find a regular.
And if it does matter, I am also wearing shorts. Not quite
Nice.
as short, but I am wearing shorts.
Classic diary shorts.
Classic diary shorts.
If you will.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. You could have done anything you wanted down there.
I could have done anything I wanted down there. That's
You know
what
what I
I've. That's my mantra I live by.
That's our
I can
motto
do
here at
anything I
Between
want.
Pages.
Oh my god.
Between Pages and Friends, you can do whatever you want down there.
Oh my god.
Join our Patreon.
Wow.
Wow.
Man.
Woo. Lauren?
All right. Well, I am the pig sticker. The pig sticker. If you remember
With
from
a pig sticker.
with the pig
Carrion's
sticker.
Pig sticker.
The
Yeah.
pig sticker with my pig sticker. I just did the pose. If you remember from our Quicksilver coverage, as you should, I thought Carrion was actually wearing a pig sticker when Malcolm called him out.
Like a
for
sticker of a pig.
Yes,
Like a
sticker.
literal
Yeah.
sticker.
When Malcolm called him out for
Yeah.
having one, and it in fact
Yeah.
meant a sword. And of course, I'm married to Kyle, who casually has 2 swords, so I am holding one of those. I also have a pig onesie on. It's very warm. This is a full-on like pajama onesie. It does have a tail. And I am sitting on it. It's not comfortable.
Nice.
And then I have these really cool googly eyes.
Hear 'em
Hear
rattle.
Can you? Oh, sorry. I have these really cool googly eyes. They're really cool.
cool.
Let me emphasize
They're really
how cool
cool.
they are on
Yeah.
half of my face that they cover to make me
It
look
looks
terrified.
amazing.
Can you
look
just
great.
rattle them by themselves for the audio listeners? Perfect. Thank you.
Nice.
Welcome, audio listeners.
I'll make sure to boost that volume. Don't hurt yourself.
I will probably not wear these the whole time. They are mesh, so I can kind of see, but like also like kind of not see. So
And Con.
I, the goodest boy in the whole realm. His name is Onyx, and he's a white fox with black tipped ears. So that's me. I have my fox ears on that are white, and I used a Sharpie to color the tips of them black. And I got my little fox hands on, my little mittens.
Perfect.
And then I just have a little bit of foxy makeup on. Not like
It is
foxy,
foxy,
makeup, but
you
like,
know?
let the
you.
people be the judge of that.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Good job, everybody. We
Shout
That
out
was
to
clearly
Patreon.
not scripted.
No, it
Yeah.
really was not.
great.
But thank you, Patreon, for voting
Yeah.
on our costumes.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
gave a few different options for each of us,
right.
and I think all of these won by a landslide. So-
Yes.
Kyle's was like
This was-
nominated by them even after we gave options.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then absolutely wrecked
Yep.
the votes. It was like,
Polished to the other options.
it was like, oh, this is an option? Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. They're like, can you be the Red Flag
Lizard,
Diary? And I was like,
lizard,
I
lizard.
guess. Boom.
Lizard.
lizard. But at the Red Flag Diary.
Oh my god.
Amazing. Okay, well, friends, here's what we've got planned for today's episode. We're starting with everything we learned from the first 4 bonus chapters. Then we'll dive into a discussion about the 5th bonus chapter, or Lena Perry's point of view. After that, we'll revisit some of our favorite Brimstone theories and introduce some new ones we've come across since our last Quicksilver episode. And we'll wrap it up with some low stakes bets. So let's get started, starting with The Gate, Part 1.
Let's. The Gate, Part 1. Things we have learned. So we met the most recent Lupo Prolia members, Fisher's Wolves, including Morel, Renfis's twin sister, Corix, Foley, Vashgideon, Renfis, Lorith, and Danya. We also...
Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
So proud.
We met Omnamchikrai on page. He could speak and was capable of making deals with the Fae and vampires. Fae, we learned, could not touch iron without fatal consequences, but Kingfisher has built an immunity to it over time. Namchakrai's line, "They will sate us for 1,000 years," could hint at other existing dragons, unless he's talking about himself and the feeders. Bal and Mithin confirmed that this is Fisher's third visit to their realm. The first was as a child. The second was 3 centuries ago when the god of chaos approached him, but we don't know why. And lastly, Bal and Mithin gifted Fisher's god sword to him and said it's been waiting for him for millennia.
So here are some questions we had after reading The Gate Part 1. Why does Namchakrei call Fisher Cursedborn? We're assuming this is tied to his title, The Living Curse, but we still don't know what that means. It's driving me crazy. I'm hoping we learn some more in Brimstone about that. When Kingfisher touches his lips and sees silver instead of blood, is he bleeding Quicksilver? Like, if he is, why is there so much of it? And if it can expand or multiply that quickly, is there really hope for the Quicksilver being removed from his eye? And lastly, Bal and Mithin say that there's someone even more handsome than Kingfisher. So the most important question here is, who is it? And why is it Carrion Swift?
Okay.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
But you're
I was
probably
gonna
not.
say Onyx.
Yeah, or Onyx. Thank you.
All right, The Gate Part 2, things we learned. Ren has a twin sister named Morel. She's tragically killed by Namchakrei in battle while trying to carry a child to safety. Ren also channeled an overwhelming burst of power in his grief, unleashing a shockwave that pierced dragon scales, something that had never been seen before or done before. Fisher's new god sword started buzzing, craving justice like it was meant to kill something legendary. He then ran up the dragon's back, stabbed him through the eye as a rush of unknown divine energy surged through him, and Fisher kills Namchakrei. Morel's spirit visits Fisher in the quote-unquote place between places. She says that the god swords will begin failing soon, but his will endure because she bound part of her soul to it. She delivers a message from Fisher's mother, Adina. She loves him and will always be with him. Adina also warns Kingfisher to guard his true name because his life depends upon it. Morel also hints at romantic feelings she and Kingfisher might have shared, but he knew he was waiting for his true mate, so he never acted upon them. And lastly, Fisher's god sword ended up with the name Nimmerel after the rallying battle cry Ni Morel, meaning for Morel, at the end of this chapter.
It's such a good chapter.
Yeah.
Some of the questions we have from this one: how did Renfis's power suddenly pierce dragon scale? Was it because of the overwhelming emotion behind the power surge, because of what just happened to Morel? Or does he have some hidden divine potential of some kind we haven't seen yet? On the god sword failing, what triggered that and why now? What does it mean that Morel's soul is bound to Fisher's sword? Can he still communicate with her through it? What happens to her in the afterlife? Is she stuck with the sword forever? Lots of questions there. How did Morel get this information about Adina? Like, did Adina tell her these things before she died? Or did Adina and Morel speak in the short time Morel was in the afterlife? I don't know. What is Kingfisher's true name? That's the biggest question we need to know. And why does his life depend on keeping it a secret? What kind of power would that hold, and who could use it against him? So many questions. If the twins said the god sword had been waiting for a millennia for him, how did Morel's binding factor into that timeline? There's a lot of timeline questions, I think, that came up from this chapter. Who forged the sword, and where was it that it was waiting for him? And then finally, could the divine energy surge from Kingfisher through the sword mean that the gods, or maybe the Quicksilver, acted through him to kill Namchakrei? So many questions, so little answers.
Wow. I mean,
But there's more. And more questions in The Fox, The Boots, The Dress. The things we learn here were that this chapter takes place just before Fisher and Ceres's first dinner at College. Kingfisher visits his mother's room and library, joined by Archer and Onyx. We learn that servants in other houses are bound to their masters, but the lesser fae at College are free and serve by choice. In his parents' chambers, Fisher finds dresses that don't belong to his mother and concludes that they were clearly made for Ceres. A mysterious voice urges him to approach the dresses, and he takes one of them with him. We learn that Kingfisher went in there to get a pair of Finrin's boots to give to Carrion, which is interesting because Finrin was the one who brought Carrion through the Quicksilver when he was a babby. When Ceres arrives back in her room, Fisher uses his magic to create a full bathing chamber for her out of shadows and illusion, and then makes it vanish afterwards. On Callie's website, it says Fisher got his shadows from his mother and illusion magic from his father, though the audiobook says the opposite. Intriguing.
So, the questions that we have from this chapter are, who made the dress for Ceres and how did it appear among his mother's things? I think I saw a theory about this, that Kalish might be like enchanted, like the house itself, but there's also so much more that we don't know about Fisher's mom and the magic that she was utilizing. Was the voice urging him toward the dress's divine intervention? Bal and Mithin, perhaps, or maybe the Quicksilver? What is happening?
It's John's mustache.
It doesn't keep falling off. You're muted.
I've seen Kyle's camera flash twice.
Okay. Why does the audiobook contradict the written text about which parent's magic he inherited? Does it change the meaning if his shadows came from his father versus his mother? Lauren is adamantly saying yes.
It changes so much. We don't know which way it changes it, but it changes a lot.
Yes, and we have more to talk about where that is concerned later in this episode. Mm-hmm. Our last two questions are, could Idina's magic as an oracle be connected to witchcraft or a hidden Kalish bloodline of seers? And what is the true nature of Onyx the Fox? A familiar, a curse, or a god's agent, or just a lovable sidekick?
Or all of them.
Or all of the above, because he's the best boy in the realm.
Next up is The Maze. Things we learned. The scene takes place right before Kingfisher goes through the Quicksilver and meets Ceres for the first time at the beginning of the book. We finally get more insight into Taladeus, revealing some depth, empathy, and finding subtle ways to bend the rules of his oath to Malcolm in order to help Kingfisher. We learn that pushing the limits of a blood oath feels different for everyone. That was very interesting. The wicker, or mourning wood, is haunted by tortured spirits who can possess the living if approached in large groups. Grow up. Taladeus references...
Sure you're the one that made that joke?
Yeah,
no,
probably.
it was me.
Actual episode. Oh, okay. It's mourning like M-O-U-R.
Yes.
To mourn.
Obviously not.
Like you're sad.
A.M.
But it sounds like morning wood, like you're not sad.
Yeah.
A.M.
Anyway.
Makes it an even weirder place to have wood,
not
honestly.
sad.
Yeah. Anyway, Taladeus references the Balcahider clan of witches who hate Belicon most of all, hinting at a dark history or betrayal between them. Zovina is revealed to be the source of tension between Taladeus and Fisher. She's tied to how Taladeus ended up among the High Blood at the Black Palace and possibly share a past. Despite past conflict, Tal and Fisher's interactions show mutual respect, trust, and possibly even a friendship, as they're both held captive by Malcolm in different ways. Fisher feels a pull or compulsion dragging him across the courtyard to find coins raining into the pit and the Quicksilver activated. We see Fisher and Ceres' first meeting through his eyes, which completely reframes all of his dialogue from that chapter. From Ceres' point of view, he seems incredibly rude and cold, but we learn how relieved he was that she was alive and that he recognized her almost instantly. I know. Crazy, Lauren. You can go crazy. It was, incredible. It was a startling come to, like, what do you call it? A realization thing. Yes, we learn how relieved he was that she was alive and that he recognized her almost instantly as the girl from his mother's journals and his mate.
Mates?
Lauren.
Mates.
Goodness.
We learn that Finrin was sent to Silvarin intentionally to hide the Dianthus heir, a.k.a. Carrion, not as a punishment or banishment, but as part of a secret mission. Fisher acknowledges Heron's corruption by Quicksilver, confirming that's what made Heron see, quote-unquote, the maze. The thin stream of metal entering Heron's ear shows how invasive and parasitic the Quicksilver can be. And lastly, when Fisher feels the fluttering sensation in his chest, we learn it wasn't the sword calling, it was Ceres herself, tethered to him through their emerging bond. Wow.
So cute.
So cute.
Love it. All right, so more questions that we have from this section. What did Belicon do to the Balkidder witches to earn their hatred? And why is he seeking them again now?
Great
Who
question.
exactly is Zovina? Is she an ex-lover, a political rival, or someone tied to Fisher's past in a deeper way? Lots of questions about her.
Real deep.
Does the poll...
What's the poll do?
All right.
A deep pole.
Okay.
Wait.
Does the poll, Pull, Fisher feels mirror the same divine compulsion that drew Ceres? And if so, were the gods orchestrating their meeting? Or is the Quicksilver capable of that, even when the gods were trying to keep Ceres and Kingfisher apart? I don't know. Did Fisher know who Carrion truly was when they met? Did that have anything to do with him giving Carrion a pair of Finrin's boots? The possession element of the wicker wood, could that foreshadow how Quicksilver or the gods can inhabit living beings? I have no answers.
Wicker. Hardly know her.
Okay.
Can't say wicker wood, can't say morning wood.
Nope.
Connor's got a comment for everything.
Wicker, wood.
Foul.
Foul on the play.
I think that's football.
And finally, bonus chapter.
It's like, I think that's football. I don't think you can foul in volleyball, can you?
I think you can
Are
foul
you
in
the
any
coach,
sport.
Lauren?
Can. You certainly, most certainly can.
So sorry.
I don't think there's many sports that there's not a
I'm just a
foul
human
in
with a
of some
pig
kind.
sticker. Who am I to know?
You're a human pig sticker with a pig sticker.
And a pig sticker.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Nice.
Yeah.
And finally, bonus chapter number 5 from the UK Waterstones edition of Quicksilver, Orlena Perry's POV. This is the chapter that we discovered after recording our original Quicksilver episode, so we are sharing a recap and discussing it line by line today. Line by line, every sentence. We're going to
Every
discuss
single
it.
one.
All right, quick chapter recap. We meet Orlena Perry, the very same woman who Carrion told Ceres pulled him out of the Quicksilver, and we get to read this very moment. Orlena is working in the castle during Madra's coronation celebration, looking on in disbelief as 1,200 alchemists are being burned alive when she senses a strong and strange vibration from the Hall of Mirrors in the Quicksilver pool. Being deaf, her other senses are incredibly sharp and rarely wrong. As she makes her way down and into the hall, the Quicksilver beckons for her to come and join it. As she steps to the edge, a shape begins to emerge from the pool, a tiny arm, then a matching hand. Quickly realizing it as a baby, she rushes out, quickly grabs it from the pool. It has a chain around its neck bearing a disc with a leaping stag. As a sudden thought comes to her, she has got to get out of here. She's got to escape the palace. Thinking of how she might get out of the castle, she hears someone coming and hides in the shadows at the back of the hall. Guards march in with Madra in tow, Heron also with her. She spills some of her own blood into the pool to bring it to life, something that both Orlena and the mysterious baby in her arms feel and sense. Another figure breaks through the pool, in dark armor with wavy black hair, carrying a black canvas bag. She sees his pointed ears and recognizes him as Faye. She notices him scan the hall and land on the shadow that she is hiding in before turning his attention back to Madra. He asks why Madra called him here, and she answers but can't see what she says. But the Fae's reply mentions sending quote-unquote them home if they're not welcome, to which Madra replies, it's too late for that. And after some context here, they're clearly talking about all the alchemists that she just murdered. And apparently this Fae, who we find out is Finrin, is now the only Fae remaining in Zilvarin, and they plan to kill him and close the portal. Watching this all play out and knowing the outcome, Orlena closes her eyes, but a voice tells her to take the child and leave. They attack Finrin, who makes an effort to look like he is defending himself, ultimately using it as an opportunity to kick the bag that he was carrying all the way over to Orlena, and also to trip and lose his sword, which Orlena mentions looked to be very clearly on purpose. They restrain Finrin as Madra grabs the sword, barely able to lift it, and she drives it into the Quicksilver pool. Every mirror shatters as Orlena turns to protect the baby. When she turns back, the pool has solidified, noticing the crescent moon at the hilt of the sword. And Finra now clearly looking right at her, pleading for her to run, so she does. She makes it to an outer gate, observing the guards, and sees her strategy here to hide the baby and the other bag into a larger sack, posing it as like critters that she captured from the castle and is on her way out to dispose of them. With the help of some unassuming hooers distracting the guards, they pay her to be on her way, and they tell her to take that carrion with her.
They said the thing. He said it. Who else will carry on?
That's how she got it. That's how she got the name. She named him after what he said.
Oh, I didn't get that till just now.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Wow.
Yeah, I noticed your mustache falling off halfway through that.
Well, you know what? I can't
job
have
getting through it all.
everything. Thanks. I felt it slipping.
All right, let's
She
talk
said.
about some of our. Let's talk about some of the highlights and thoughts from this brand new chapter. My first note was 1,200 alchemists, all in one giant pile of burning in the middle of the city. Like,
Yep.
that is such a wild thought.
In one sitting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
Absolute
Ma-
craziness.
My reaction was, I think his name's Billy Hayes, the infomercial guy who's like, that's a lot of damage. And he slaps the flex tape on it. But yeah, that's
I don't know that flex tape's going to fix this one.
for sure. Probably not. My jaw was on the floor in this first paragraph when I read it. And I started this at some point last week, and I read just that first paragraph. And I knew I wasn't going to have time to like finish the whole or read through the whole thing. I just read the first paragraph, and I'm like, I'm not even going to try to read anymore because I'm going to need to read this all in like one go.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not that.
Yeah, it's an
it was
opening
crazy.
line. Well, and then I don't think any of us have it in our notes, but one of the interesting things about this chapter is that Orlena is deaf. And that adds a whole new aspect to this chapter and just like her perspective of things. So even just that she could see it, but was like thankful she couldn't hear it. And so it's just
Right. Yes.
as somebody obviously like who would be able to hear in that situation, just thinking like, I think it made that scene even more, I don't know, like just wild to think about because it wasn't described for me. It just left so much open for my own
I see what you're
interpretation
saying.
of that moment. Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, also just write this. I need to get this off of my chest, okay, and then we can move on. I'm beginning to like really get on Kyle's side here with the whole like a bonus chapter thing. I know, shocker, right?
Beginning?
Like beginning to? I'm frustrated. I'm so frustrated that this is yet another one like a bonus chapter to add to the bonus chapter list when it 1000% could have been an incredible prologue or epilogue to the book. Like as a prologue, it has name drops without getting into like who they are. It gives this kind of like tricky antagonist foreshadowing and also introduces a little bit of magic with like the Quicksilver while providing a bit of a cliffhanger or at least a like what happened to them, and then it would go right into starting with Ceres and Zovarin kind of ending. And as an epilogue, it would clearly work as an epilogue at the end of the story to just like tack on like boom, they wake up there, and then the epilogue is, you know, Orlena Perry here, and you get a little bit of how Carrion came into the world. In addition, I know Kyle had mentioned that like what if she was introducing these at the end of different like versions of the books to play off the whole like Quicksilver multiverse thing? To which I say, okay, that's cool, but at this point, let's tell the people that it's purposeful, like lean into it instead of writing such great additions and not having them in the book, but telling us that they're incredibly important to the story. I'm just frustrated. I want to read a whole book and feel satisfied with the information that I've received with what I've read. And now I'm like questioning every book that I read. Like, oh, are they going to like write something else after the fact that is hella important?
Hella important.
Okay, I'm done. Thanks.
The
May I introduce to you?
bonus chapters in the red flag diary. It's in there.
right there.
There we go.
I
The
will
only
say-
reason I'm against it being the prologue, this one specifically, is because
yeah.
Carrion feels like such a ridiculous side character and feels absolutely not important to the story the entire
Yes.
time until he's probably the most important character of the entire series
see, and that-
with the
so-
Diantha stuff. So this
Yeah.
sets him up to be like okay, why are we getting this information? Or, you know, we know he's Fae because he's coming through this Quicksilver pool or whatever. So
But
I
see,
could see it being cool at the end, but I don't know about
Yeah.
the beginning.
Reading this as a prologue, though, like obviously now that we finished it, we know the importance or whatever of the word carrion because that's his name. But just reading it as a prologue, it's like, well, they just described the guy having a bloody bag or whatever when he brought it in, the guy before Orlena. So like that's a perfectly good explanation, and that's why I mean it name dropped without getting into who they are. Like that's such a subtle thing, and I feel like he's introduced coolly enough where somebody would never make that connection. That's just, I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I also get what you're saying.
Yeah. In Callie's defense,
Anyhow.
quickly, I know we've touched on this before a little bit, but this book was self-published originally.
Yeah,
So
right.
she had written the first 3 bonus chapters and made them publicly available on her website while she was like, you know, promoting the book and stuff. And
By
then
herself with no help.
yes,
all
and then
that
it was
Yeah, okay, right.
traditionally published, and I don't think she has as much control over like I think it's the publisher's rights to the bonus content that they like contract her for when they create the special
yeah, okay, I
editions.
got you.
So I don't think she has control over like sharing it publicly because the publisher owns it. I believe. I don't know.
All right, I got you.
But
And like when we read The Maze, it felt like, oh my gosh, this is a brand new chapter she just released. But really, that she's added it to the traditionally published book. So it is now at the end. So you
Oh,
would
yeah, I guess
have
that's true.
read
Yeah.
The Maze with that if we only read that one book.
that's
So there's
true,
at least
that's
that
true,
one.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
This is
Alright,
the only
okay,
one
alright.
that's kind of obscure out there in the world because it's part of
Yeah.
the Waterstones edition or whatever.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, my next note is I don't know if this is a God's Watch or a Quicksilver watch, but on page 614, because again, this is from the UK Waterstones edition, so it's at the back of the book, it says the pull at her gut had no explanation, but Orlena gave it the attention it demanded. And this is also, we were just talking about this is how it's described when Kingfisher is being pulled toward the Quicksilver during the Maze bonus chapter. And then it's also, I believe it's a similar description for Ceres being pulled toward it as well. But if it is the Quicksilver guiding and like conversing with her through this entire chapter, it's just interesting that it is protecting Carrion so intensely. Like it seems like whatever that guiding voice is, if it's the Quicksilver, it's very concerned about making sure that Carrion is safe and like protected, and picked a specific person to like draw toward the Quicksilver to be there when he came through. Like all of that direction, I think is really interesting.
Yeah, that's a good point. Is Kingfisher and Ceres, they're the only two we have a POV from, other than Orlena,
Yes.
right? So, I mean, obviously, I agree that, like, Orlena was specifically called maybe for this moment because she was, like, down the hallway, not anywhere near it when she first felt, like, this voice or this pull or whatever. But maybe a lot of people had felt some random pull here or there when the Quicksilver was more alive. And we're just
Yeah.
not getting that because we're so far in the future when it's not been open for very long.
That's true.
I don't know. We just haven't seen other people's POVs when the Quicksilver pool is opened. So I'll be interested to see if we get more of that with other POVs.
Yeah.
If we get those. Okay, I am still very confused. Even in our last episode where we were recapping Quicksilver, we were all kind of confused if Bellicon, Malcolm, and Madra are siblings, or are they just like using sibling, brother, sister as like a familiar term, but not actually blood related. Like so many questions about that. And Orlena's POV just says something about the king, Madra's father. And I was like, okay, so Madra is human, or her father is Fae acting as human, or her father was in Zilvarin, but so that means she's not siblings to Malcolm and Bellicon, or she somehow came there and tricked this king to convince that she was his daughter, or is everything I'm reading a lie? Really, I don't know. It just sparked more questions about me being confused over that whole relationship.
Yeah, but haven't we like talked about this though? I thought, or that she was human. I thought we had talked about that she was human at some point, but that possibly Malcolm made her immortal through whatever like deal that they could have made. I thought we had talked about that, and that they're not like literal siblings, but more like a bond in magic kind of thing.
We did talk about it, but none of it is canon. We
Yeah,
were
we
just
don't have
theorizing.
any
We don't
answers
actually
to
know.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I I have like more thoughts about this now than I did before, because that was my original theory, I think, on the first read, was that she maybe just had Malcolm turn her so that she could live forever or something. But Orlena also notices in this POV that Madra was taller than most women. But in book 1, when Sarah sees Madra for the first time, she's with Heron, and it like specifically says that she like touches his shoulder, but she has to reach up to do so. So
Yeah, this is an interesting note, though.
yeah, so like I don't know if did she get shorter? I don't know if she was Faye and like kept herself glamored this whole time like Carrion. But Saris also asks, when she's talking to Everlane toward the beginning of the book, she asks, I think it was something about how Madra could have known to still the Quicksilver with an Alchemirian sword if she wasn't an alchemist, because that information was like very heavily guarded. So she's kind of asking about Madra being an alchemist, but that would be really interesting if Madra was like having all of the other alchemists killed. I don't know if that would just be so that she could be the only one, but she doesn't technically, like I said, she doesn't need to be an alchemist in order to still the Quicksilver with that sword. But it is interesting. I'm assuming that if she and Bellicon and Malcolm were already working together at that point, Bellicon could have told her that.
Yeah.
But
Maybe it's the one scenario with Jet Li where
It's a good movie.
it's a good movie where there are multiverses and there's like a bad version of Jet Li that's going around and killing all the other characters, and every time he does that, he gets stronger. So like she's killing all the other alchemists, and like everyone that she kills, she gets stronger.
Yeah. But all of them
Good
do
theory.
too. If it's Jet Li's version.
Yeah. I mean, whoever's left alive, the power divides
splits
among
among
those
them.
who are still
Great movie.
alive.
Go watch it
Yeah, the one.
right now and then come back.
well, it
Come
does.
back.
It's probably that.
It probably,
Probably
is
that. Yeah.
I will say, like, I didn't even notice until you said it in your note, but like how she has to reach up to touch his shoulder. I feel like you have to do that regardless. If your hands are at your side, you're reaching up to his shoulder. I took it as just like she's taking her hand from a resting position up to his shoulder, rather than being like,
A
Where are
child
we going?
reaching up.
yeah.
Find it. It was like something, it felt like it was worded kind of weird.
I mean, she's really old, and you might shrink in your old age. She's thousands of years by the time we
But they're
see her.
saying
so.
she looks like she hasn't aged, right? Or does she look old?
I think she doesn't look like she's aged.
One would think that she's maybe affected him in some ways too, though. Like, if you're going to have one guy be your main guard and you're already messing with his brain, you might as well bulk him up a little bit. Plus, her being tall for women in this world might not be taller than most men. If it specifically said tall for a woman, that leads me to believe that maybe not tall for a man.
That could be.
I was thinking too that if she is Faye, maybe she just wasn't glamored at this point
yeah, that
in
too.
Orlena's story.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like maybe she just wasn't fully glamored. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Because she's also,
And-
this is her first day being queen when we
That's
see
what I mean.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
she's-
super early, like in
Well-
her
Yeah.
reign and all this kind of stuff.
Crazy that height is the big thing to glamour. Like, people would be like,
Yeah.
I would think you're Faye if you weren't so short.
Everybody's
I c-
fighting for a couple inches, you know?
Tell me about it. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have that problem.
It's okay, I found it. It's taking forever. Oh my gosh.
And with the mustache falling off.
So this is chapter 4 of Quicksilver. It says Madra is absently twisting a golden bracelet around her wrist, which I'll come back to. But then it says Heron averted his eyes, bowing his head when the queen looked to him. His deference appeared to please her. She placed a familiar hand on his shoulder, having to reach up to do so, then turned around and faced me. It's like something about like she went out of her way to say that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know.
But it could be
just
nothing. I don't know. That was interesting to me. But she also, isn't there a type of alchemist that like can like heal?
Yeah. There's
I don't know if she is an alchemist. I don't know if she could be doing something to like make herself continue to look young, but also Heron, if Heron is that old, because she's already been ruling in Zilvarin for like 1,000 years.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Because she could be older than 29 here. 29? Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Okay, so speaking of Orlena from earlier being deaf and that whole perspective of this chapter. I thought it was super interesting, the fact that when the Quicksilver like talks to her and stuff, she like mentioned like, how can I understand the Quicksilver even though I don't know what words sound like, yet she could understand it whenever it was talking to her like in her head and stuff. That was just a really neat, I don't know. It was just really well done, the whole chapter, but specifically like with her being deaf and all the things that was written into it. So that was cool.
And also, what the heck does this mean? The Quicksilver says, "Come, sweet Orlena, come to us, lie with us, be with us, save us." And I wrote, "Save who?" And also, is this the first time she's ever even heard her own name? Because it says her name.
Yeah, probably.
Perhaps.
Yeah, she's always been deaf.
That's wild.
But my response to that is quote unquote us the gods. Like the gods are pleading for her to save them.
So then are the gods speaking through the Quicksilver?
That brings up that whole debate again.
Exactly.
I know.
Yep.
Tell us in the comments, please, what you think the Quicksilver is. Is it always speaking as itself? Is it the god speaking through
But
it?
I have a possible new theory
Ooh,
about this later. I thought of it just a couple minutes ago.
exciting.
And if you're Callie Hart in the comments, if you could just drop the actual answer,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
You know?
That'd be great.
Yep.
Thanks.
My next note was just all caps. She went into the pool. Like, she just
did.
went in to go get the baby, which is just wild.
Yeah.
Like, just from all that, I guess, that we know about the Quicksilver. I don't know what she knows about the Quicksilver, but that just felt like a very wild choice to me. Even though, yes, there's a baby in there, but
Yeah.
risky.
And I thought it was interesting too that it was only ankle deep for her. Like it somehow knew that she was only going in to save the baby, so she didn't really need to go any deeper. Like, how does that work? Because clearly that like somebody like Fisher can just like literally walk into it. I almost picture like an escalator or stairs, just like
Yeah, I think they talk about it looking like stairs.
Yeah.
So like, how was she only able to do ankle deep? Like, I just thought that was kind of crazy.
It's looking out for Carrion.
Yeah.
I just wrote that I honestly still can't decide what is crazier. Stepping into a deadly magical pool of Quicksilver to take a silver baby from it after hearing words for the first time ever. Or leaving it. Because I feel like, yeah, if you see a baby, you want to help it. But also, 1,200 people are dead and burning outside. You just heard like words for the first time in your life, and a little baby hand comes out of a pool that shouldn't be doing anything. A part of me would be like, some of those Fae had like drugs on them, and this whole city's getting high right now from this fire, and this is not really happening. I'm going crazy.
I'm tripping. I'm going to go lay down.
Like, I have no idea what I would do in that situation, aside from maybe like spend a good minute just looking at that baby hand being like, what is going on?
It is, completely wild. And a silver baby is very funny to say, but that's what it was. So. But we do learn that the night of this chapter is Madra's birthday, and she turns 29. 29? That was my whole note.
Amazing.
And then Heron. I did not expect Heron to be there. Like, I know that he's in the future story. I guess I just wasn't expecting him to be, like, her guard day one, that she just keeps around forever. Because, like, we hear about, like, the legend of the Undying Queen, but we never hear about her undying guard also. Like, he's never
Always the
mentioned.
bridesmaid. Looked over, never the bride.
It's the title of his memoir.
That he can't write because he's dead.
Aw.
Lord.
Is it at all? I don't know. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but whatever.
I don't know. I need to learn more about him. How much of it was really up to him?
Oh yeah.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah. My next note is, excuse me, Madra gave her blood to the Quicksilver and it raged for her? What the F does that mean? Did we even know up to this point that you could even do that? I feel like that's the first time we've seen this? Question mark?
Well, Sarah's always has to give a little bit of her blood over to it, doesn't she? When she creates stuff.
Does she?
Not always, but that was my guess, that she maybe made a deal or something with the Quicksilver, and that was its payment or something.
Okay, so that's interesting though, because that was after, it feels like minutes have passed. Like that's after Carrion comes through by himself, just solo baby coming through the Quicksilver.
Classic Carrion.
Classic Carrion. So this is like minutes, because it's long enough for her to come in and not know Orlena's right there. And then Madra has to do that first before Finran comes out. So like, was he not planning to come through the Quicksilver until she did that? Did he just yeet Carrion through and try to like peace out? How did she know that Finran was coming? I don't know. She and Belicon and Malcolm, I feel like have to have some sort of path of communication other than the Quicksilver, right?
I don't know. But I had a note on that later about Finran because he has pointy ears when he comes out, but Carrion doesn't, because Orlena doesn't mention that about baby Carrion. So
Well, he was already glamored, right?
he would have to be already glamored. So why wouldn't Finran glamour himself unless he does have shadow magic, and that whole argument comes back? Or then whoever did glamour Carrion, why didn't he just also have him do himself if he was coming in? You know, like it just doesn't
but
really make
Madra
sense
knew
to
who
me.
he was, right?
Yeah, but he could have been glamored to be anybody, right?
Didn't it also say that Carrion was like super fresh baby? Like it was.
Yeah.
She was saying
Days
that it was.
old.
Yeah, maybe
days
days.
old.
So who knows how long it takes for the pointy ear cartilage to form in a baby or something? I don't know. Like
I would imagine it's just its regular ear.
Maybe he's
our
born with it.
girl had a cone head for the first week of her life. So I mean, sorry, Emma. Shout out to you whenever you get to listen to this.
I know.
I was thinking that Finran had sent Carrion through and knew that doing so would make Madra come to the pool. The only question, though, is did he know that someone else would get Carrion first? And if he did know that, how did he know that?
Maybe he spoke to the Quicksilver, and it was like, "Oh yeah, there's a lady on the other side. I'll call her over."
Maybe it found, maybe it just like was able to sense somebody, and that's how it came to talk to her or whatever.
This is trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then Finran is talking to Madra, and she says, "You came," and he says, "I was honor bound to come." Shut up. You are. He didn't tell Madra to shut up. That was me telling Kyle to shut up.
Yes.
Finran says to Madra, "You are the oath breaker, not me." Did you want to add your note here, Joe?
Sure. I was really curious as well as to what he meant by this, but I forget if we had any other context.
Well, I'll give you some context. I don't actually know if this is context for this specific moment,
Like,
but
do
I
we
was
know something about her being an oath breaker?
no. But when I was searching the word oath in the ebook, I found this conversation between Lorith and Ceres from chapter 24 of Quicksilver, and Lorith is explaining what it means to be an oath-bound fae. So he says, when we, meaning the fae, turn 21, we kneel before the Stone and make our decision. That just means truth in Scottish Gaelic. We kneel before the Stone and make our decision. Every one of us, we have a choice. Bleed on the stone and make our vow to always be truthful, to be bound by our word no matter what it costs us. Or we choose the lawless path. A lawless fae may lie, they may cheat, they may steal. Useful tools in many situations, I'll admit, but they come with a price that Kingfisher and the rest of us were not willing to pay: our honor. So I thought it was
maybe she's just
interesting.
lawless.
Maybe, or if she's fae, we don't know if she's fae, but I thought this was an interesting choice of wording for him to say, "I was honor bound to come, and you are the oath breaker."
So maybe, okay.
But
And who's his honor bound to? Like
That's what I was
to
thinking. Like
Carrion's parents?
he had to
To
have made like a promise to somebody,
Belicon?
right?
Yeah.
well,
Like
it's
maybe like always show up to something or for something.
well, if it's referencing the fact that he is an oath-bound fae, then yeah, maybe it was just that since they can't lie or like go back on their word.
He and Madra used to date, and she broke up with him, so that's why she's an oath breaker.
Nice.
Oath breaker.
That's it. Nailed it. First try.
Mess around with me.
Well, and Belicon was the one who forced Finran to do this, right?
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. That's what Belicon
Allegedly.
says. Don't
Yeah.
believe him.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. That was something I found that I thought was interesting. I don't know if that has any relevance to this conversation, but
Yeah.
there it is.
Something else I thought was interesting was when Finran is coming through the Quicksilver, Orlena mentions that it got really cold and like the mirrors around the hall started like freezing up, and it was like this very big reaction to like the cold, and so she was like wondering if he was coming from like a cold place, assuming Yavelia. But it wasn't like that when the baby came through, when Carrion came through. It seemed completely normal. So it just felt like a big deal only because it took so long to describe the cold whenever Finran was coming through. But I don't know if that actually is a big deal. And maybe I just am trying to look for any clue on anything through all
No,
of this.
I thought this might have been some illusion magic from Finran.
If that's his magic, maybe.
But then that ties into your next note.
Yeah, because when he finally comes out of the Quicksilver, it says black smoke trailed from the male's weapon, his limbs streaming with shadows. So if it was just the weapon, I would think, like we've seen Solace before. Did it have shadowy stuff with it? But it also says his limbs are streaming with shadows, which makes me think it's him. And so he has shadow magic, not illusion magic. I don't know.
An illusory shadow.
Maybe.
It could be. I don't know. I put a gif of Andy from The Office going, well, which is it?
Exactly.
I had totally forgotten about this little debate as well, like the difference in the audiobook and everything. And now it's like snip, snap, snip, snap. It goes back and forth.
Maybe this is one of those two timeline things. And one it's one way and one it's the other. I don't know.
In the darkest timeline.
Yeah.
John's out of the darkest timeline since he took his mustache off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Now he's lawless.
Needed a break.
Yes.
If I cover everything but my goatee, I'll be there.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Don't do that. Ugh, don't do that. Before he put on his outfit, he was like, which way looks the weirdest with my glasses? In the red or outside? I was like, definitely keep them in.
Yeah, it's a good call. So my next note is Madra was responsible for stealing the Quicksilver, but it seemed like Finran intentionally dropped his sword here. So like, did Finran want her to do that? Was that the goal? And why wouldn't he have done it himself?
And my reply to this was, ooh, was he a traitor? And it worked out for him that Madra was there and she did it anyway?
Traitor to who?
Or weren't they, wasn't
Belicon?
Belicon saying, yeah.
Yeah, that he's a traitor and stuff. I kind of took this as like him trying to get the bag down and closer to Orlena, maybe. And so this was also him just...
Almost like a
trying to
decoy
make
kind
it-
of thing for
yeah,
him
make
to
it
kick
look like
it
he's
over.
not just throwing that, like he just like dropped everything
Yeah.
kind of a situation. But-
I do agree. Because
Yeah.
there was even a point where someone tried to go for the sword, and Madra had to be like, don't touch it! Because like, if they touched it and it was a god sword, they would, their hand would explode and stuff like that. Which maybe he was hoping that would happen. Like, if I'll drop my sword and someone tries to grab it, and that's one person down.
Take somebody out.
That's
Yeah,
good
that's a
point.
very good point.
That is a good point.
Very good point.
Interesting. I also thought it was interesting here that this is confirmed as fact that like Madra was the one who did this, because in the actual book they're just like speculating about it, and Kingfisher says it was Madra, but it sounded like no one else really believed him because Belicon was like, well, without any evidence, like it was definitely Finran. So I just like, how did Kingfisher know that? If the Quicksilver had been stilled since then, how would he have
Been
known?
in the Quicksilver twice
He's got it in him.
since we've seen it.
Oh,
So
I
maybe,
guess that's
maybe.
true.
And
Yeah,
we were talking about that. Would the Quicksilver in his eye still be talking to him for the last 1,000 years, even though the Quicksilver is stilled everywhere else?
Yeah. I mean, hasn't
it's
it been?
like-
Because he was saying it was driving him crazy.
So
And
who
it was-
knows what it told him.
Yeah. That's
I just had a
interesting.
thought that like if he had touched Solus at some point, like up to this, like is
Oh.
there some kind of like memory thing with the god swords?
Sword memory.
Or like some kind of sensing or something like that? I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and then on the same note, I just thought it was wild that stealing the Quicksilver this way, like with Solus, would shatter all the mirrors in the hall. Because then, like, why would they have built a hall of mirrors around the Quicksilver? Doesn't seem like their best idea.
I just figured this was due to like a power surge from doing it, and it was just kind of a fluke thing.
Yeah.
It's their alarm system. So if someone steals it,
There you go. Yeah.
You hear all that glass? Someone's in the Quicksilver.
When
Somebody's here.
Saris goes in the hall, is all the mirrors still smashed, or did they replace them? I don't remember.
There weren't any mirrors in there
Yeah.
anymore.
Mirrors.
Yeah. And Heron says something like,
Good call.
he
They learned their
says,
lesson.
he says something like, yeah, well, it used to have mirrors, but that was a long time ago. So then it's funny that he's like actually
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
The
interesting.
poor janitor that's got to sweep that up is like, I knew this would
Probably
happen
Heron.
someday. I
It's
knew it.
probably Heron. That's why he's so jaded.
Yeah.
He's just like,
He
we're
spent
done
the
with
last however many years picking fine pieces of glass off the ground. This sucks.
Oh, Nobody's ever going to even come back in here.
Then Sarah shows up and he's like, oh my God. You gotta be kidding me. I just cleaned it up.
Bleeding all over the place.
just cleaned it. It's been 1,000 years.
A lot of tiny
how long
glass
it took.
pieces.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like our best maid just randomly took off in the middle of the night. No one can find her. We have no idea who's going to clean it.
Okay. The craziest thing to me about this chapter that I did not realize until the second time that I read it is that the writing changes from third person to first person here.
Yes, I also wrote that down. Yes.
Why didn't you put it in your notes?
I didn't know. I didn't want. I had so many notes. I was like, okay, I don't have to have this. I don't have to have that. But I did write this down.
Yeah, well, I didn't notice it on my first read, but it's crazy. So it's as she is approaching the gate to leave, it changes to first person. So this is on page 624. It's a few paragraphs after it says, Orlena Perry, slave of the palace of the Undying Queen, snatched up the bag the warrior had kicked toward her. She clutched the baby to her chest. She ran. And then there's some description for like a couple paragraphs. And then all of a sudden it's like, but if I take my blah, 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 like it just switches for the rest of the chapter, which I thought was really cool because she's like been a slave her whole life. And now she's like making conscious choices to leave. And then it switches from third person to first person. I don't know if that's the only reason, but I thought it was cool.
Interesting.
Nice.
That's not how I took it. I was like, oh, okay, well, that was a writing error.
Oh.
The episode. So that's why I was like, I don't need to include that.
No, I feel like it's intentional.
Okay,
I
cool.
honestly thought it was
leave
just
that
like
part.
because everything else the Quicksilver could see, and that was it describing it. But then she left the room, and it was her describing it.
Oh, I like that too.
Very nice.
Yeah, because she did leave the palace, so it would make sense.
That's
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kyle.
I mean, this was
Wow.
perceptive.
Please.
Do you have green flags to pin on that shirt?
No, we didn't buy any green flag.
Oh.
Oh,
He just dumps
Do
his
it.
green water bottle thing. Do it.
Get wet for me. I had to say it, okay?
I don't know. The shirt's white. You just see a lot more red, to be honest. What's under this shirt?
Oh my god.
Sorry, I debated. It's too good.
Yeah, you did.
you had to say it.
I know, right? Thanks. Thanks for the backup. I appreciate it.
Low hanging fruit.
Well, you can do whatever you want down there. That low-hanging fruit.
How many times?
Speaking of,
Oh,
I
man.
got to stretch.
Oh, yeah. Gotta see your stretch.
I
You
guess
said
save
you
that
were
for
gonna.
me. Oh,
Oh,
all right. Oh wow, those shorts.
They are shorts.
for you audio listeners,
Oh.
definitely
over
not
to YouTube.
down to the fingers. I'll tell you that much.
That's right.
All right. Well, I'm going to move on from that. The last note that I have is the literal last line from the chapter where the palace guard guy is just like, get out of here and make sure to take that carrion with you. And I just wrote all like 5 dead emojis. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, oh,
I
Thing.
wrote like I put some serious mileage on my eyes with the way they rolled at that line. Like it just
Need
gives
Lauren's
me like
glasses?
Yeah, there you go.
the cheesy like I put the thing from Suicide Squad where Will Smith is like, so that's it? We're some kind of Suicide Squad? I was like, come on, man! Like you could have found a better way to get that in there. But shut up.
Yeah. I think was only disappointed by this line. Like it's cute,
Yeah.
it's creative. Love that that's his name. Sure. I just had seen so much debate. I've had so much debate with people about Carrion's name and it talking about like death and all this stuff, and does it have some future meaning? Is it some sort of foreshadowing? Whatever. And I feel like this just cut all of those out. Like it was just this
Oh, I see.
this
Yeah.
little thing. Ha ha,
Very
move on.
literal.
And it doesn't
Yeah.
actually mean
Yeah.
anything else. That doesn't mean it doesn't, but that's just the only reason I was like, okay, all right, well.
It honestly sort of is like, oh, so like very little thought was put into it. Like
It's cute. I think
it's lucky the
adorable,
last thing
but-
she didn't see in the palace was a burning pile of corpses, or his name would be Burning Pile of Corpses. Diet.
Right. Yeah.
Kyle. Kyle.
Maybe this was Callie's way of like, because this was a while after the book had been self-published. Maybe she was seeing people be like, "What does this name mean?" And she's like, "Maybe I'll just take care of this now."
Mean anything.
I am also disappointed
down
because it is
That's
like
what I think
all
the
of the
Maze
bird
chapter
names or
is.
whatever. Yeah.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I'm sorry. I was just saying I was also disappointed, like Laura, because of all of the bird-centric names, and that was one of them. So.
Yeah.
No, but I do
it all
think
means
that's part of the reason the Maze chapter is part of this new edition, because so many people think Kingfisher treats Saris horrible the entire time, and then now we get this Maze chapter where we
Yeah.
learn none of the stuff he said at the beginning was really meant towards her, and like all this stuff, and it makes you like Kingfisher a little bit better if you're one of those people who didn't.
Yeah.
I am not one.
If you're one of those
Did
you're
make
people
me like him
logical.
more, but yeah.
Yes, exactly.
who values
all right.
intent over impact, yeah, that's good.
Move on,
Sarah
Kyle.
still
Choose.
doesn't know. I'm just saying. All right, let's go to our favorite Brimstone theories from our first read.
All right.
Lauren?
All right, my favorite theory for my first read that I hold to, and I feel like I see a lot since I've said it, but is that Everlane is going to act like she's a good guy, but really actually be evil. And that Danya comes across as kind of a jerk, but is actually going to end up being like some major good guy. And that those two are having like parallel, like opposite, like parallel stories or whatever. And at some sort, sometime in our brain, they will switch. That's my guess.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. That's what a theory is. No one knows.
Maybe.
That's
Yeah.
right.
One of mine from the first read we've already talked about a lot, about with just trying to figure out what's going on with Madra. So I just had a note here that I thought it was interesting that Carrion was already wearing a relic around his neck when he came through the Quicksilver, which obviously is protecting him from the Quicksilver. But then Madra also is like spinning this gold bracelet on her wrist in Quicksilver. So I am just curious if relics could also potentially help glamour Faye, because if she is Faye, maybe that was like
Interesting.
a call out to something that could be important later. Just grasping at straws here. I don't know. But I'm also still very excited to learn more about the witches, because I think Fisher's mom could have either been a witch or like had really close contact with them and like learned a lot from them. And I'm hoping that the witches will also help us learn more about Edina. Like I'm assuming that we will see the witches more and possibly go to the Balkhitter clan lands in Brimstone. And I'm excited to learn more about them.
Yeah. Loves me a good witch. My theory for the next book is dragons. It seems like an obvious one, but as the resident D&D nerd and having had some pretty good dungeon in Quicksilver, ready for Callie to smack down some dragons and dragon-related lore.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Mine was, I think, more of the gods get involved because they're pissed that Zareth kind of helped Saris, or like it gave her a choice that essentially did the life of the world that they were hoping would be destroyed. And also, just for fun, Saris, she probably manipulates Brimstone and takes down a dragon.
Oh, takes down a dragon.
Takes down a dragon. What a pair
Interesting.
they would make. He takes down Omnam Chakrai and she takes down the next big one.
Chakri's baby.
Yeah. F that baby.
Ew.
No, not like that.
Don't say
Come
that.
on.
Taking it the wrong way.
You're wearing a creeper stash. Don't
Dang
say
it.
stuff like that.
Oh, I meant.
Amazing.
Guys.
Let's say, okay, Omnam Chakrai, and she takes out Omnam Chakrai's mate. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. Right. All right. That rolls us right into new Brimstone theories. So this week, since we didn't have any required reading, our homework was for each of us to go down our own theory rabbit hole and show up ready to present our wackiest or most exciting theory to the rest of the group. Lauren?
All right, I'll kick us off. So I saw a theory online that Saris's blood is going to be able to heal feeders by turning them into a half fae, half a vampire, or something like she is.
Interesting.
Yes, I don't know that I don't know that I agree that will happen. I just saw that online. I don't know.
Well, maybe if she really is like all three types of alchemist or something. I was looking back through our Quicksilver notes, and there was a part of John's recap where he was like, we're all like, everybody's like assuming that she's the second type of alchemist, but there's also the type that can heal and stuff. So that would be interesting if she is like all three of those things.
Mm-hmm. The only reason I'm not for it is because her being turned into this thing was specifically so that the gods could not see her. Like it was specific for her. So if she's just turning all these other feeders or creatures into exactly what she
that's
is.
a good point.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I feel like, I don't know. Unless,
Could still be like a cure without turning him into that, I guess.
yeah, that her blood could do that or just her in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There was a ton, like a heck ton of theories about how Saris will no longer be sterilized or that she will be able to have a kid. Like I saw that everywhere. The one that I thought was most interesting, other than just like her new body allows her to do that kind of a thing, was that Telena specifically doesn't know that she's sterilized. And so at the very end of the book, Saris gets stabbed in the abdomen. And so she has this big wound. And so that when she gets healed and Telena is helping her with that, she accidentally, or maybe purposely, I don't know, fixes that sterilized part of her too.
Interesting.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
Right. Yep.
Exactly.
Oh.
I feel like I saw a bunch of different ways that Saris is able to have kids again. I feel like everybody's super anti-pregnancy tropes, but super
Right.
pro Saris getting pregnant. But this is the one that I thought maybe was the most interesting way to go about it. But I don't know. I also saw a theory about Solace, that it has the power to manipulate or slow down time, specifically from that one fight with the feeders when Saris says she felt things like slow down and was able to have this like epic fight planned out. And Renfis was like, what was that? You know, and then we get no explanation. So I also saw that maybe it could like predict movements or intention. And so that is how she was able to like see that beforehand, like in her brain. And then we just see it happen on the battlefield really fast. And that's how it's described. I think that both of those things would be really cool. And then it would make me wonder if either of those are true, like slow down or manipulate time, or maybe see intentions. Could she use that outside of the battles and like use it in other conversations or times that she's doing things? That'd be pretty cool.
That's feeding into one of my theories. Lauren.
You're welcome. Random internet person gave me this. Thank you. And then I found this theory online and I had to put it in here specifically for Khan. And I quote, the theory says, Elroy is Kingfisher's dad. Onyx is Kingfisher's mom reincarnated. And Karen and Danya will hook up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just for you, Con.
boy.
I pasted the gif of Michael Scott going, no!
Nice.
But you love Danya.
Calcify.
No, I
would
don't think any of these things are true.
You don't think Elroy is Kingfisher's dad?
No.
Or Onyx is her mom?
No. That'd be weird. Onyx is always around when they're like doing it.
That's a good point. That is good.
I've seen some things.
I think the only reason people maybe think that is because of the scene with the dress and
Yeah.
Onyx being there and the dress is just
yeah.
magically showing up or something. But I don't know. But I know you love Danya and you love Carrion.
Yeah.
The growl. Weird mask emoji.
Love you some Darien.
I do love Carrion.
Wouldn't it be great though
Alright,
if they
Kyle.
did hook up and Carrion's like this amazing lover to humans, but that's all he's ever done, and so like he gets with a Fae girl, she's like, "What was that, Carrion? Like,
That's
what are
so
you
Barney
doing?"
Stinson. That's so Barney Stinson.
And it just breaks him forever. He's like,
Yes.
He's like, "What's wrong with
everything
me?"
I know is a lie.
Yeah. You know, like the scene with Barney and that one college professor? Mm-hmm. And she's always like, it's all right. It's like a B minus. And he's like, a what? And
He
like,
can't
freaks
sleep.
out for the whole
Yeah.
episode. Yes.
It'd be
Anyways.
funny. All right, well,
All right, Kyle.
yeah, I only really found one major theory that I liked. I don't 100% agree with it, but I did see it posted a lot of places. Is a Ceres and Taladeus romance arc due to him
What?
being the one to give her the old nibble. And some even say, like, due to her being something entirely new, like a mix of Fae and vampire, that there may be a bit of why choose even coming up. Especially because I'm pretty sure she's getting some distance from Kingfisher. Like, he's often, you know, and then she'll be over here with Taladeus, and he's helping her through this new vampire stuff, maybe.
Yeah, he is.
And then when they come back, you may expect a fight or something, but they're going to be like, nah, he's my friend. He can do that. He can do whatever he wants down there.
Okay.
But I thought it was an interesting, yeah.
I mean, I'm here for a vampire romance, but I
Right.
really love Kingfisher. I don't know that Kingfisher's one to share.
Well, Interestingly enough, Kyle and I chose the same theory to talk about. So I have some more notes on this because while I do wholeheartedly believe Cerys and Kingfisher are endgame, this Taladeus theory was very interesting to me, and Kyle and I found different sources to talk about it. So these are some of the many points presented by Me of the Sea on Reddit. I had to like really condense them. There was a lot. There was a lot going on. So Me of the Sea was stating that Callie Hart's dark romance background suggests that she may explore some unconventional relationship dynamics. Something I did not know until recently is that this was Callie Hart's 43rd book.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I
Wild.
had no idea.
I did not know that either. I knew it wasn't her first book. I did not know it was her 43rd book. She said that in an interview recently. But I digress. Kingfisher gets super jealous of Carrion, but is fine with Cerys sharing food with Ren or Lorith. Obviously not the same thing as a sexual relationship, but could hint at some selective boundaries.
Disagree.
Great. Again, this is from the Reddit thread. In chapter 19, Carrion was joking about staying in the room with Fisher and Cerys, and Carrion says, if you guys need a buffer, and Fisher goes, we don't. And even if we did, I'd ask someone far more likable than you. And
I feel
then
like that's really grasping at. I don't know.
just pointing it out. Kingfisher
Yep.
did give consent for Taladeus to turn Cerys, implying much more trust between those two than we had previously anticipated, because Taladeus is now her sire. And in the Maze chapter from Fisher's POV, while he's looking at Tal, it says, we had grown up together, he and I. Apart from Renfus, I had known him the longest in the span of my miserable, piteous life. And then Taladeus was also the first to see Cerys when she woke up, and she had already bitten him while going through her transition. And that like really freaked her out. But he's like, no, I'm here for you.
Here for it.
And then earlier in the book, the first time that Cerys sees Taladeus from her POV, it says that she could like feel him. She says, I felt something else too, Taladeus. His attention shifted to me, though his dark eyes brimming over with merriment remained locked on
Yeah,
Fisher.
She felt something all right.
Interesting.
So there were just like they pull, and that was like not all of their notes. There really was a lot, but it was just I thought it was interesting. It was very, very thorough. They really searched through the whole book for anything.
Really gave it their all.
I really gave it their all. Yes, thank you, Me of the Sea. So this is not a fully formed theory. This is something completely different, but the thing that Lauren's note about Solace could potentially play into. From something Callie Hart said recently, it sounds like we will learn more about the timeline discrepancies in book 2, because there are some like really huge discrepancies in like the age gap between Kingfisher and Carrion, because they should be pretty close in age, but they're like 700 years apart. And okay, so this like comment that she made recently about learning more about those later makes me think that they are all intentional and have something to do with the Quicksilver or perhaps the gods. We've already seen that in the realm of the gods, it can be the future and the past at the same time. Like there can be multiple timelines overlapping, but I'm wondering if the age gap between Kingfisher and Carrion might be explained by whenever Kingfisher's first visit to Zareth was when he was a kid. Because we don't know anything about that. We just know that Zareth, like he did visit him once when he was a child. We don't know how old. But if the gods or the Quicksilver do cause like freaky timeline nonsense to occur, maybe the differences between the time Fisher was in the maze were intentional too. I don't know, because we had talked about how in the audio it said he was there for like 55 years, but in the text it said like 102 years. Like it wasn't the same. But all of it just seemed way too intentional to be a continuity error, because it wasn't just one mistake. It was like they really went out of their way to like say their specific age and reiterate it a few times. So, but that is interesting, because if Solace could slow down or manipulate time, and Solace was the sword used to still the Quicksilver as soon as Carrion went through it, I don't know if that could have skipped time in Zilvarin, or like majorly slowed it down, so maybe time moves slower in Zilvarin to have caused that. I don't know. I just think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks.
I had written, how did you guys find so many theories? Honestly, the only one that I came across was the Cerys and Taladeus one. But I will say, after reading what Lauren found, I am so behind the one about Solace. I think that's dope. I think that would be super sweet. But while we were talking about something just a little bit ago, I had thought of something, and I'll try and do some more research about this. But have we talked about the tree itself. I know we've talked about kind of like what is the Quicksilver, and that's clearly it's coming out of the tree that Zareth is there with. Like, could the Quicksilver actually just be the tree itself, and the tree is sentient, and it's basically like it is basically, I don't even know,
Pocahontas.
creation or like I'm not even sure, but I feel like it wouldn't necessarily be fate, because it has like, you know, the leaves that are on the branches are not like universes or like realms or whatever.
Yeah. Different timelines.
So like
or
it's
whatever.
almost like everything grew from the tree,
Yeah.
basically.
It's interesting that the gods can prune, I guess, the tree, or like take some of the leaves off, how they were saying too. So it makes me like, initially I'm like, okay, so maybe the tree is the highest thing, you know, because it has all life. But if the gods can still manipulate it that way,
That's true.
I don't know.
But yeah, I was just thinking of like, our focus has always been on the Quicksilver, because
Yeah.
that's what we've been seeing.
not the source of
and
the Quicksilver.
yeah, because it's like
Yeah.
it comes from the tree. So like I feel like
Interesting.
like all the Quicksilver had to have come at like all the different pools and everything. It had to have come from the tree in some way. So like whatever the voices are, whatever is
Yeah.
talking.
And it has
I
to
know
connect
we've-
all the pathways between,
Yeah.
you know, where
Yep.
people travel and stuff.
And I know we've discussed too whether or not, or if the gods, or at least Zareth, can seem to communicate through the pools in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also seems like it has a separate sentience. So what is that
Right.
sentience?
Because
Interesting.
when the pool is open, they said all pools are open, but
Right.
obviously where the tree is some sort of like middle point for all of
Yeah,
those pools.
exactly.
And if the
exactly.
tree contains every possible universe, and the Quicksilver can be made into swords that, you know, make deals and do different things depending on what you give them or who they're with,
Yeah.
maybe it is just like potential. Just like pure potential. Anything it wants to be or that you can make it.
I never thought about that either, that because the god swords are made with Quicksilver, that they are essentially of the tree, if you want to think of it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's saying save us, release us, is that like all of
Could it be-
those?
Could it be
All of that-
somebody from a different realm?
Well, I was just thinking, even if it was like, because sometimes they say it sounds like thousands of voices at the same
Yeah.
time. Like that was something in this new bonus chapter. I don't know if it's like all of those potential timelines or something. If it's saying save us because Zareth is there, like pruning it and destroying like certain realms or timelines,
Yeah.
or
I was going to say
and the
something
gods have
similar,
been
yeah.
interfering.
Well, because he said he stopped the gods from being able to interfere with the tree, so he's the only one in charge of it. So I was, sort of saying
Currently.
something similar. It could be the branches that have been pruned or are about to be pruned, saying like, you need to kill this guy and get the other gods back because he is ruining universes.
So
Well,
the tough thing with that is timeline, at least from Orlena's perspective.
Yeah.
Because this is a while back. So like if like Malcolm is alive and all those souls are still there at
Yeah, Gilthray.
Amontraeth or whatever,
Or,
Gilthray,
yeah, Amontraeth.
So shit, like they could still be going, even though we know they have, you know, at the end of the book they've all been sent back. But at this point in time, they could still be there.
Yeah.
So they could still be the voices going.
And because we had some theories about Malcolm talking in like his own Quicksilver pool or messing around with it.
Yeah.
If he is somehow able to see into it or see into other worlds and see how he may have failed in other ways, just be like, oh, I just won't do that. Or like, oh, this person failed because they did this. And like learning how to keep himself alive and going. If he
Oh,
is
yeah.
still alive, which we've not really confirmed one way or the other. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well,
Anywho.
before we leave theories, I do just want to remind everyone too that the gods are missing, quote, or
Yes.
went on a
Yes.
journey or
Yeah.
something. That feels super
sabbatical, I
important.
think they called it.
Yeah, that we have no information on, but feels very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
So just sticking that out there for when we watch this back during our read.
Pig's
still
sticking
feel
it
like
out there.
I'm pig sticking it out. Oh my God. I'm going to start using that all the time. Oh, I fell off again.
I still feel like
It's probably loud.
It was.
Zareth. I feel like Zareth did something sketchy. I feel like he's
for
just
sure.
been manipulating everything and did something sketchy
He's
to
the
like
god of chaos.
Yeah.
get
that's
rid
what I
of-
was
Right,
gonna say.
yep.
get rid of everybody else.
He definitely did something.
Yeah.
1,000%.
But like Bal and Mithin were the ones who gave Kingfisher his god sword
Yeah.
and said that it had been waiting for him, and Zareth didn't know that they were
Yeah,
doing
he did
that.
it while they were, he was
Yeah.
busy with Saris.
Aren't
Yeah,
they
according
lesser
to
deities,
them.
though?
Well, they're like his daughters. I don't know
Yeah.
that they're. Yeah.
I mean, traditionally, like the ancestry. It would make sense for them to be lesser than him, I guess. But
Yeah, we kind of leave book one feeling like Zareth, maybe not a good guy, but he did a good thing because Saris is still alive and she's back. And we leave being like, oh, okay, like there's questions, but at least she's there, you know? But like, really, he just totally screwed up like so much. Just like sending her back as this random creature that no one can see. And yeah, it just like totally, literally just made chaos in every realm because of this situation. So who knows what his intentions are or what his plans are or whatever.
Yeah, I was just gonna say something about that. As far as we know, this could just be like a timeline or pathway that he's never tried before, and this is his first time in trying this pathway. So it's like, we'll see what happens. We'll tell her about everything and give her the choice because
Right.
I've never done that before, and we'll see what happens.
yeah, and to him, it probably is just like if it's expendable. If it doesn't work out, I'll try another one.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny. I was trying to find the passage where it says where she explains like that they left or whatever, and I don't see it here, but it does where Everlane like explains who Zareth is in chapter 7. It says, "We Fae can also be a little superstitious sometimes. To look upon Zareth's face is to draw his focus, and very few people enjoy Zareth's attention being focused on them. We respect and revere him, but we'd all rather he was paying attention to what other people were doing instead of us. We touch him on the foot to guide him away from us. We pray to each member of the Corcoran that they'll return to Avelia someday, but in secret, a lot of us pray that Zareth gets a little lost on his journey home."
And his foot is like all rubbed because people keep like
Yeah.
trying to push him away.
Yeah. So Saris like does it. She touches his boot, but then like Kingfisher walks by and just flips him off.
Yep.
Crazy. That's kind of funny.
Well, with that done, let's move on to our OSHA violation recap here. In Quicksilver, we had some OSHA gentlemen come by and do some OSHA violations, basically anytime the word OSHA was said, and see what was going on in the story. We ended up with 69 OSHA violations. Yeah, I mean, the notable ones, the biggest one, I think, in the whole book was the blood oath. Like, stripping Saris of free will, Kingfisher did, without her even knowing what she was agreeing to. Big no-no in my book and in OSHA's. And dang, Kingfisher back at it again with the lack of consent when you got all your ink all over Saris, by way of tattoo transference, of course. Just the tattoo
Oh,
ink.
you made me ink.
And I think near the end of the book was a different kind of violating OSHA that happened.
Damn.
But I seem to have lost that report. I guess some things just slip into the cracks, you know? I mean, through the cracks.
Processing.
Yeah.
Paperwork.
I do anticipate some violations in Brimstone at the very least. Like last time the actual count was a bit cheeky. It was literally the times OSHA was in the book, which was 69. If I'm going by that same standard, hard to say. I think it'd be around the same, but I'm worried Kingfisher won't interact with Saris as much as they're in separate lands, so I don't have a number, but I will say lower is my guess.
Lower.
Yeah.
Yeah, lower was also going to be my guess. However, while Brimstone may show a reduction in total OSHA violations, we are expecting a notable escalation in severity ratings across key incidents. Kingfisher's track record suggests fewer day-to-day safety breaches, but when they happen, we're looking at Category 4 hazards, unmitigated exposure, zero PPE compliance, and full emotional combustion risk. In short, the number of violations might drop, but the incident reports will require federal intervention.
Oh, shoot. I'm going to get the suits in here.
Yeah.
Well, you guys aren't even going to give a number.
You cowards. Give a number. The joint sigh. That was pretty good, guys. Well, maybe when the official
27?
OSHA guys get here. Yeah. No, Kyle. No, Kyle. No. No.
27.
Oh, no.
27? You think it's going to be that low?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was going to go maybe low 40s, honestly.
How low?
Can you go?
42, the answer to the universe.
Life,
Nice.
the universe, and everything. And OSHA violations.
Will we see any violations from other contenders?
Oh, good question.
Great point.
Maybe.
I think that is on the table.
Especially if it turns to reverse harem.
Yeah.
Everything's on the table.
Yeah.
They're going to be
Stairs
on
is
the table. You know what I mean?
Table, on the bed.
On the table, under the table.
Stairs.
In the Quicksilver.
Oh, hey.
Wow.
Yowza.
Anything could happen.
Oh, my word. Okay, that takes us to the cry counter. For those that are maybe new to our podcast, at the end of each episode, we go over the cry counter. What is the cry counter? Great question. While reading each week, we tally how many times we cry while reading these amazing books. And at the end of each episode, we discuss where those moments were at the end. And then at the end of each book or series, we crown our new winner, aka the person who cried the most. So to recap where we are, at the end of Quicksilver, nobody cried. Nobody cried during Quicksilver. Which is I kind of forgot about. I was surprised.
Yeah.
But that is not where our coverage ended on the series. We also had an episode where we covered 4 of the 5 bonus chapters, and Khan used that as her opportunity to snag the crown. She cried over a heart-wrenching interaction between Renfris and Kingfisher at the Battle of the Ajun Gate. So
I
that
did.
leaves us at me at 0, Kyle at 0, John at 0, and Khan with 1 cry for her boys.
For my boys.
So, all of this to say, we're basically about to get absolutely wrecked in book 2.
probably.
There's no way we're getting out of it without at least crying at least once, if not more, I imagine, to be completely heartbroken. So, let's take a bet. How many times do you all think we will cry? So, let's start with Kyle. What are your guys' bets? Anybody?
0.
0.
I also think 0.
Hold
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. All right, what do we think John will be? I'm at 0.
0.
I think
Kyle,
1.
how dare you?
I said 1.
I think we're going to get him.
We're supposed to be on the same side.
All right, Khan. What do we think Khan will be?
I'm guessing 3.
You guys.
I'm
a 3
guessing
as
4.
well.
Con.
I'm going
4.
4.
Hey, I'm saying, well, I did not even cry in Quicksilver 4 times.
Yeah, but you are the
all built
two-time
up.
reigning champ right now with Quicksilver's and with When the Moon
With-
Hatched. So,
How
And
many
with
times
On-
did you
with
cry
Onyx
in
as
Throne
an
of Glass? Oh.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's true. Onyx has
And you didn't all through Quicksilver, but that bonus chapter got you. Now the floodgates are open. They creaked
yeah.
open a little bit, and now it's
Ajun
gonna.
Gate is open.
Yeah.
The Ajun
right.
Gate actually got closed.
Actually,
in that
it's
chapter,
closed.
But yes.
That's why I cried.
It was open.
Yeah. That is why you cried. I don't know.
Rude.
I think you as a first-time reader on the pod, it hits you at more
Oh,
emotional
that's
because those are the 2
true.
times it's happened for you that you've been the
Yeah.
winner.
Dang
So
it.
we'll see. How many times am I gonna cry?
3.
2.
4.
I put 5 only because I wanted to do one more than Khan. To be fair, because I'm usually the top
Now
crier.
it's a competition.
All right. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna force a tear out like that guy from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. No, I think he brings it back in.
He does. He bring it back.
Exactly. I guess time will tell.
Time will tell. Oh, I can't
will
wait
tell.
for this book to come out. John? We all said time will tell. I was waiting for you to also say it, just for the sake of saying it. Will he say it?
Tune in next time to see if John says time will tell. Leave it in the comments so you're not the only. So John is
Yeah.
literally the only person who has not said it.
All right. Well, I have a little surprise for you guys. This was not in today's agenda. However, we had a little live event on Patreon over the summer where we did Empyrean Mad Libs, and it was so freaking funny. I decided to put together a little section for Quicksilver as well. Ooh. So I have prepared this in secret in a separate document. So I am going to list off some parts of speech that these three lovely, beautiful humans here will supply, and I will put them into an unknown scene from Quicksilver, making the scene even less serious and more silly. So get your silly words ready, because we got quite a section.
Pinochle.
What?
You
First
told him
silly word I thought of.
You asked for that.
Is that a word?
Pinochle? Yeah.
What the hell's that?
Well, I don't have the definition. I just know it's a word.
Oh,
I think it's a game.
how do you spell it?
Hey Siri, what's Pinochle?
A trick-taking and meddling card game for 2 to 4 players.
Oh, it's
played
a
with a
game.
special.
It's not a proper
48
noun?
card deck.
Oh, wait, it is a proper noun. I mean, it's not.
That's the definition of a proper noun.
Definition of a proper noun.
It's also not spelled
not
at
a-
all how I thought it was.
How is it spelled?
Pinochle.
Oh,
I thought it was going to be like pea the vegetable and then knuckle like a knuckle sandwich.
That's how I spelled it when I Googled it.
oh.
Well, we all learned
Wow.
something new.
Okay.
today.
Anyways,
Join us next time when we all play Pinochle.
for our next Patreon live event.
Okay. So, just to be clear, if I ask for a noun, I don't mean a proper noun unless I specifically say this is a name, you know?
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. So, give me a color. Anyone?
Pink.
Wait, what?
Pink like a piggy.
Okay.
You have to say
That's
that.
the color.
though.
Piggy
Pink like a
pink.
piggy.
Piggy pink.
Pink like a piggy. Part of the body.
Toe.
Jejunum.
What did Kyle say?
Okay. I just said toe.
Okay, I need a shape.
Octagon.
Nice.
Octagon.
Another part of the body, please. You guys.
Frenulum.
Nice.
I just looked up that word the other day
You
because
did
Zoe
just look
asked
it
me
up.
what it was called. For anyone
You
that
looked it
doesn't
up?
know, it's the part under your tongue that like connects it to your mouth.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, past tense verb.
Stank.
Noun.
Garbage.
Okay.
Give me a name of just anyone. Celebrity is probably better.
Ron Swanson.
Oh, that's a good
Nice.
one. Okay. A verb ending in ing.
Swallowing.
Good one.
Thanks.
Noun.
I thought so too.
Turkey.
A past tense verb.
Dying.
Died.
Wait, no. Died.
Died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like DY? Like you're like dying? of
Dealer's
color?
choice.
Or like a, okay. I guess it doesn't matter if I'm reading it.
It's all verbal.
Give me a profession.
Astronaut.
Very nice. Noun, please. So glad we edit the pauses out of this.
Go, Lauren. You haven't had one in a while. Give her a noun.
Give her a noun.
Give her a noun. Give it to her.
A book.
Wow.
Wow.
Where'd you pull that from?
Another noun.
Looked around my space. A lamp.
I love lamp. Another past tense verb, please.
Oh my goodness.
Spanked.
Yep.
Adjective.
Heavy.
Oh. Oh. Wow. We're getting spicy now, aren't we?
Profession.
Ooh.
Toilet bowl maker.
Someone's got to do it.
That's true.
It does.
Specifically the bowl part, not the rest of it.
It's a living.
We lost John. That took him out.
We haven't even read the Mad Lib yet.
Okay, I need just a couple more. I need an adjective.
Long.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Another adjective.
Perfect.
Verb, please.
Riddle.
Okay.
Noun.
Riddle.
One more noun. Oh no, I do have a
You're
couple more.
accepting
Sorry.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
What, you said a noun?
Yeah. I have a few more words, but noun, yes.
A red flag.
Nice.
It's an adjective and a noun, but whatever.
Oh, sorry. A flag.
I'll accept red flag. I do need an adjective now, though.
Red. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Illustrious.
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah.
Wow.
Good
Okay.
one.
Give me any length of time.
1 second.
Okay. Last one. I need a noun, but let's say like an insult. Like
Heifer.
what you would call someone.
Nice. Perfect.
Okay.
I think that's
All
going
right.
to be a good ending.
Yeah. It's
It's going to go well.
time to read it back.
Are you reading it?
I'll read it. I'll try to read it.
Okay.
Because
Are we trying to do it without laughing again, like we did in the?
Well, I'm probably not going to be able to do it without
Good luck.
laughing,
Cool,
but
cool,
I
cool.
will do my best. So
try.
this is Saracen and Kingfisher's conversation right after he brings Carrie and Swift back through the Quicksilver.
Nice.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
Okay. Pink like a piggy colored hair. Annoyingly perfect jejunum. Octagon-shaped birthmark on his frenulum.
Oh.
It was definitely
Ew.
Carrion. Kingfisher took one look at him and stank. I tracked your garbage. It led me right to him. I asked him who he was. He said he was Ron Swanson. Ergo, I brought you Ron Swanson. Were you swallowing him against a wall and holding a turkey to his throat when you asked him? No,
Were
I had
you?
him.
It's a valid question.
No, I had him in a headlock. I hadn't even dyed the sword. Not then, anyway. No wonder he lied to you about who he was. He probably thought you were an astronaut or one of Madra's books. Astronaut? Fisher fumed. Look, let me ask you something. Do you recall where the lamp is in Silvarin? In Madra's palace. Correct. And what do you think was there waiting for me when I spanked out of that silver? I don't know. 50 heavy guardians and a unit of toilet bowl makers armed with long arrows.
Yes. Oh.
I had to riddle my way out of there.
Nice.
Across that perfect riddle-ridden shithole you are so desperate to get back to. Find your brother, then get back across the city, back into Madra's red flag, back into that illustrious hall, and then back into the Quicksilver in under 1 second. I did not have time to interview the heifer.
Dang.
Now, will this one do or not?
Nice.
I love
pretty
that
good for
his
some of that.
long complaint description, he still had time to be like, illustrious hall. Like, everything else that went wrong, that hall was beautiful.
He had to riddle his way out of that riddled.
The riddle-ridden shithole.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'd read that book.
And he spanked out of that silver.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
That's good.
Well, that's all I have for
Thank you for that, Con.
You're welcome.
Good. All right. Well, for our Brimstone coverage, if you wanted it. Sorry, I'll start over.
Yeah.
All right,
If you
let's
care
wrap
at all.
things up.
You haven't quit this episode by now.
Are you still here? Oh, man. For all of our Brimstone coverage, we are all going to be reading Brimstone together for the very first time on the podcast. No second-time readers, all first-time readers. We currently are planning on having 7 episodes. We will get a schedule out just as soon as we can, whenever we get a chapter breakdown from those who are helping us get that, since we're all reading the book for the first time. And along with that, please don't send any spoiler memes or DMs about the series until we've finished the final episode. We are so excited to experience this as a new release as a group, with each other, with all of you who are reading it for the first time. So just avoid spoilers, please. Thank you. Bye.
Wait, don't go yet. There's more. Come back. While we impatiently await for the release of Brimstone, we do have some fun episodes planned with some new guests and submissions from you, dear listeners. Next week, join us for a special chat with Jess from The Lost Books of Jess and her husband, affectionately referred to as co-host. We are excited to be revisiting the Throne of Glass series for this conversation, as co-host has just recently finished his first read of Throne of Glass.
It's been like over a year since
Yeah.
we've read
Yeah.
Almost a year.
So
Yeah.
excited
What
for
happened?
that. Excited.
What
You
did
have
we
to read
read?
the entire series before our conversation with Jess next.
Oh my God.
Get started right now.
Gonna listen on audiobook 7 times speed.
Yeah.
Exactly. He just like sits down and like it goes.
Downloads
you see
it.
Exactly through your eyes.
Maybe like the Matrix. I know, throw me flask.
Yeah, like Chuck. That's exactly what I was thinking of. All right. Well, the following week after that, for the first time since last July, we're bringing you a new Q&A episode all about Between Pages and Friends. We'll be answering all of your submitted questions about the podcast, about ourselves, books, snacks, parenting, really anything else you crazy kids come up with. And we're super excited about it.
And lastly, while you impatiently await the release of our Brimstone episode, we'll be dropping an entire episode of book recommendations with the queen of book recs herself, Lauren Moore from Book Huddle. Yay. Lauren is known for her unforgettable reading retreats and elite book recommendations for genres of all kinds. Get ready to stack your TBRs with some fresh suggestions on how to cure that Brimstone book hangover. In the meantime, be sure to head on over to BetweenPagesAndFriends.com to join Patreon, shop our merch, and sign up for our newsletter so you never miss a thing here at BPNF. Until then, stay wordy, stay nerdy, don't stress, and stay blessed.
Stay blessed.
Bye. Here you go. Take this with you. It's a little red flag for you.
Red flag for the road.
Got it.
Good episode, everyone.
Great job.
That was longer
Good
than I
stuff.
thought it would be.
That's what she said.